Hey guys, I'm in Palm Desert, California, at another affluent area. I am at a place called The River. And The River is a shopping center and an outdoor area that had many restaurants, many shops. It had a bunch of places for entertainment, movie theaters and restaurants and things like that, to meet people and get together. And this place sold in the mid 2015, 2016 range for something like $65 million. They advertised almost 90% occupancy here. And since 2019, it's been for sale. And I have a feeling that we're gonna see a complete shift, a complete turnaround, and it nowhere near 90%. So let's take a look at it. Please don't forget to like the video, hit the subscribe button, share this with all your friends and colleagues, and let's get into it, okay? Let's take a look at the river together. Closed. Hey, now one thing that we've seen that's kind of crazy is that these places are for lease, and instead of it making it look like it's just a vacant building, they're putting art in the window. So let's show the artist's work. But guys, I mean, another large location available. It's too bad this place is so destroyed. It's kind of a pretty place. You know, there's a story out of Doral, Florida that we just heard about, where they were talking about consumer spending in April was up 4.2%. What a shock. People got stimulus checks, and they're spending more money. JB, there's a story out of Doral, Florida that said that spending in April was up 4.2%. Mm-hmm. What do you think that was? Maybe a stimulus check? I mean, can't even do it without laughing, okay?
What else? And look, Florida's actually got something going on. Their economy is booming because smart money's going down to states like that are more free, who have less regulation with taxation, and people are flooding to freedom, and they're going to go to places like that. And there are areas of the economy that are doing well. The question is, how long can places like that do well when a 2x4 is $9, a sheet of plywood's $100, and the U.S. is over $28 trillion in debt? Sooner or later, all this is going to catch up no matter where you live. I think it's going to be very hard to run from this.
You know, this is, I mean, it's a beautiful night. It's 90 plus degrees out, but as I stand here and you look at the water and all this stuff behind us, guys.
Nobody wants a $15 hamburger.
Yeah, nobody wants it, but look at this, you guys. You've got another store there. You've got another store over there. It's just, you know, I hate to say the word apocalypse over and over again. Apocalypse and preposterous, I'm not supposed to say on the channel because I say it too much, but man, this place is just decimated. It really is. It's destroyed. And but again, you know, what's going to save areas like this, guys? Okay, let me know your thoughts. You know, you just don't see this very often. You see a Fleming Steakhouse go out of business. I mean, look at this, guys. This is sad. You know, yeah, it's expensive, blah blah blah, whatever, but that's tragic. You just don't see this. I mean, look at how beautiful this area is. Nobody's shopping at the kiosks. Those aren't open. Forever 21 filed bankruptcy, but they kept most of the stores open for liquidation. This one didn't make it, even through the liquidation. And you've got a few stores out here that are open. The theater is done. As you know, all movie theaters, 99% of them are closed right now. It's really tragic. It really, really is. Amazon just announced their earnings, and they were monstrous and they were huge. One thing that they're doing to capitalize on the economy right now is they're going to move Prime Day up, looks like, to June this year, have it be much earlier. Look, another store closed behind me, putting art in the window just to make it look like it's open. And again, this place is beautiful, but again, moving up Prime Day, what's that going to do for retail? Nothing. People are buying from Amazon and not going to the mom and pop stores. You need to shop locally. You need to shop and support your local stores as much as you can. Because you're gonna have areas like this, guys. Look at all these closures, guys. Just close, 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 close. Closed. All gone, guys. Farmers Insurance is moving in. This beautiful place. Look at this, guys. This is all done, guys. Every single bit of this. You know, it's crazy when you drive by here and you see this from the street. It looks like all these stores are open, and they're not. What they've done is they've made it so that this artwork fills the windows. Yeah, this is pathetic. This is unbelievable. Outdoor eating area completely destroyed. This is really sad, guys.
This was, in my opinion, this was a premier property, a trophy property back in the day. And look at it now. All the concrete cracking, the fountains falling apart, the water's dirty. Look at the glass is all stained.
That's a mess.
Who buys this now? And this was purchased for $65 million back in 2014. It's been on the market for 2 years now. Who comes in and buys this thing? Is it worth $65 million today? No, absolutely not.
No.
So somebody's going to take a big loss here. And the question is, how long now does it sit here vacant, decaying, and just dilapidating?
Because eventually they're going to shut the water off. They're
Right.
going to shut the electricity
and when it's
off.
120 degrees out in the summer, it just destroys. I mean, look what it's doing. It's
This is
staining
the end
all
of the
glass.
season out here, guys. There's a season out here in the desert where people travel and people come out here, and this is the end of it.
And then we have
So-
4 severe months of heat.
Yeah.
And this stuff is going to just continue to be destroyed, and it'll look worse at the end of summer than it does now. And we'll have more homeless people taking baths in the lake here.
Yeah. Hey guys, JB and I were filming out the river in Rancho Mirage, the shopping center, and both our batteries went dead. So we wanted to finish this video, and I wanted to bring him on and go through a few things and talk to you guys about his channel, what he's about. And for those of you that don't know, about 1.5 years ago, I was introduced to JB's channel, and he does a lot of things on current news, preparing for the future, getting yourself ready for if there's a downturn in the economy, getting yourself ready for with security, saving money, silver, things like that. And you know, I really want to thank you first of all for taking me out to the river. I was shocked to see how decimated that place was today. And I mean, when we drove by it, the thing that was really deceiving to me was it looked like, oh wow, this place isn't that bad, everything's open. But one thing that they did that was absolutely amazing was they took art and hung art in some of these places with local artists to make it look like there was activity going on.
Right.
It's almost funny if it wasn't so sad and pathetic for this place. I mean, this place had sold a few years back for $65 million. It's been for sale. You can buy a shopping center since 2019. It's for sale, and I think it's bleak. I think it's a really big picture of how bad our economy is right now, with retail centers like this that are that beautiful, that are that vacant. The only thing there was the restaurants.
And the Fleming's was gone.
Yeah.
The sandwich shop was
The Forever
closed.
21, you know.
But a couple of the restaurants have already closed, and when you look at the size of the Cheesecake Factory, that enormous building there, and the PF Chang's, you have to ask yourself, how long do they have, and how far behind are they on their lease? And you know, the Cheesecake Factory, that restaurant looks like it easily hold 300 people.
Yeah.
And it didn't look very busy.
You know, one thing that I wanted to talk to you about was with the economy, with people that are watching the channel, that are being introduced to you. And by the way, his channel is Jeremiah Babe. You can check it out.
Please do.
But you know, with people that need to get prepared, with the economy changing, with everything that we saw again, you know, think about it. We did LA, and then LA led me to Newport Beach, which was just had destroyed retail, which led me to Laguna Beach, which led me to Dana Point, and now I'm out in Palm Desert, and we've just seen more and more of this. What can the average person do to get themselves ready right now? What do you think they should do?
Number one, they need to wake up, and they need to realize what's going on. As they say, knowledge is power. First off, if you don't know that there's a problem, you're not going to be able to fix the problem. So first off, we all have to admit that there's a problem, and what they're telling us on the television is not true. It's not real life. And so when people begin to
but the stock market's going up every day, JB,
right,
and everything's great, and we had a third stimulus check, and
right,
and maybe there'll be a fourth one.
Right.
I mean, come on, everything's great.
And most people are not in the stock market, and so it has no effect on them. But until people wake up and realize that there's a problem, they're not gonna understand what is really happening. So the first thing that people need to do is realize that there's a problem, and start absorbing knowledge, and start critically thinking independently for themselves, and not be so reliant on somebody wearing a $2,000 or $3,000 suit on Fox Business or CNBC telling you that everything is okay, because it's not. And you know, when you walk these kind of properties, when you walk through LA, hopefully we'll head out to Las Vegas in a couple weeks and see what's going on there. But when you start seeing the decimation in very nice affluent areas, the retail apocalypse is alive and well. Retail is being crippled.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, the one thing I try to tell everybody is to support local businesses, stay away from the Walmarts and the Targets if you can.
Yeah.
Support the local dress shops, the local hair salons and nail salons. You know, these people need your business desperately. And as far as, with the future and stacking silver and saving money and getting rid of debt, I mean, I know that you're a big fan of it and you really promote it on your channel. Do you think it's too late, or do you think people have time that they can get themselves ready right now?
Well, it's too late for a lot of people already, because, if you're jobless right now and you're 6 months behind on your rent, how in the world do you start preparing? I mean, to me, if I was in that situation, I would really be getting very close to my family or my church, because that's all you're going to have. And we've met so many people on the streets living in tents or cardboard boxes who didn't have family. And, it doesn't have to be a full-blown national collapse. If your economy collapses, you're in big trouble.
Yeah,
and if
absolutely.
you don't have family or friends to fall back on, you're going to be in your own depression. But we're going to see a full-blown national collapse here, global collapse actually. But it doesn't matter. When your life collapses, when you lose your job, when you're out of money, when you're being evicted, when you're looking at being possibly on the streets, it's going to be real. And if you're not ready to deal with reality right now, what happens if you're that person that tomorrow
absolutely.
You go to work and you've been fired and you have no money saved up?
One thing that this channel does a lot of is we promote a lot of grants, a lot of financing, a lot of PPP loans and EIDL loans. And my whole thing with this is, do not borrow this money if you are not ready, if you don't have a plan, because don't borrow $10,000 if it's not going to save your business and propel your business forward. And there are people that I know from people I got letters from today that have these great plans. They're going to borrow this money and it's going to do X, Y, and Z for them. And people just don't live that way. People just live payment to payment and think everything's going to be okay and the government's going to take care of them. And I don't see that happening. I think that they're going to shut these people off. And then what? And then we're going to see a real problem that people are not being prepared for.
Yeah, I think in this environment right now, this would probably be the worst time to borrow any money. I think that's the worst case scenario is if you have to borrow money, especially from the U.S. government.
There's that. The other thing is, with this channel, we do a lot of grants. I had someone that got their third grant from me, from my channel. He got a grant from the state of California today. And that is money that doesn't have to be paid back, and he can use that for his business. So if you can get grants and you can get programs like that, take advantage of things like that you don't have to pay the federal government, because the EIDL loan is a great program if you can afford it, if it's going to propel your business forward. There's no sense in borrowing it if you are teetering and you're going to close. Don't do any of it. Don't borrow a dime from anybody for anything. So, so again, we saw a lot of retail destroyed today, and I just really want people to come together and work on the plan, be kind to one another. And I've been a fan of JB's for a while. I'm glad I got to come out and see this today. You guys should see those videos and take a look at his channel. And thanks for watching. Anything you want to close it with?
Yeah, I mean, we're going to be, and we are, heading into a very historic time in America, and it's going to be a very stressful time for so many people, and nobody's immune from what's coming. Whether you live in $1 million home, driving a nice car, wealthy, you may be in the top 1%, but all this is going to affect everybody one way or another. Socially, we're seeing a lot of unrest already beginning throughout the country. And what happens financially as people become hungry, when the government no longer can help people. And the thing is, people think that the government can help people forever, but at the rate that we're printing money and the inflation that we're causing and the devaluation and the debt that we're creating, all of this, we're at 0% interest rates, and we are going to continue to debase the US dollar. And the question is, what happens when a loaf of bread is $20? What happens when
we've talked about this? We've seen, I've seen, the yogurts and the cheese and everything double in price in the last week. I've seen, the price of bread just double.
So they give you a $1,400 stimulus check, or you're getting $500 a week on unemployment. But what happens when it doesn't buy anything? And the government, again, at 0% interest rates, all it can do at this point is print more money. But when the medicine no longer works, they can give you $10,000 a week. But when we hit a Zimbabwe type period, what happens? The money doesn't work any longer. And so this is when you're going to be reliant on yourself. And right now, all I can stress is be as self-reliant as possible. Get as detached and as far out of this system as you humanly possibly can. Don't keep all your money in the bank, just enough to cover bills. Make sure that you have emergency food preparation at the house. Make sure that you have your security situated. Make sure you have some cash reserves put away. And after you've done all that, if you can put some gold or some silver away, that's fantastic. Try to cover all the bases. Doesn't mean you need $1 million of gold or silver. Look, if you have 100 ounces of silver, you're already better off than 99% of this population. If you have 30 days of food reserves, you're already you're ahead of 99% of the population. Now, if you can get to that point and continue to add, take advantage of the time. It's running out. Time is not your friend. Listen, something could ignite next week, next month, next year. Nobody knows. But right now, today, this weekend, maybe you don't go out to dinner. Maybe you cancel the Vegas weekend trip. Maybe you cancel going to the bar this weekend, and you take that money and you put it into food preparation, or you put it into a couple ounces of silver. See, this isn't going to be easy. This now is a lifestyle, and everybody's going to have to make some sacrifices in order to prepare for what's coming. Cut out the weekend partying, the big dinners, the weekend trips. This is the time to hunker down and prepare. Time is running out. But if you don't want to sacrifice, then you may pay the consequences down the road. But the people who make the sacrifices right now are going to be the people who survive and even prosper during the worst financial period in American history.
Absolutely. So I want to close it out there. Thanks, guys, for watching. Don't forget to like the video, hit the subscribe button, bell notification. If you want to follow me on Patreon too, you can do that. Also, if you guys want to join the email list, please sign up for the email list, and I will see you guys very soon. Okay? Good luck to everybody.